Sorry, guys. All right. Okay. So, I had to redo this. Sorry. Anyway, I'm Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. And I know I haven't recorded in a while. I've been super busy. I got really sick for a while. And so I'm back. And I want to discuss some books. I'm starting on the top of the shelf with Llewellyn. Sorry, I didn't want to show my whole collection. I need to clean home. It's my off day. So anyway, so Storm Fairy Wolf is an interesting author, and I'm not connected to all of his books, unfortunately. But this book is Fairy Witchcraft, The Forbidden Mysteries of Fairy Witchcraft. And it's got a lot of information in it. I didn't really feel like this one was for me. There are a lot of different exercises. He's big about exercises in his books, and I do like that. To me, the exercises are like shadow work, you know? So, with that being said, Storm came out with a new book, and I pre-ordered it a few months back, and I received it last week. And as soon as I did, I started at the very beginning, and I'm glad I did at the introduction. I've always wondered where he got his name, how his journey began, and that's what the introduction is about. And I really enjoyed that because even though it was short, like, I got a lot out of it. So it's my journey of self-naming. So I will let you read that. I do think the book is worth it. Magic, is it Magic Worlds? I order from there. I always forget. It's like magic.com or something. That's what it says, but then I think it's actually called like Magic World. But anyway, it's cheaper there, but you will probably get it quicker on Amazon. But you will pay full price on Amazon, and that's what I done. And I had ordered some stuff, and I was like, wait a minute. I could have got it sooner because it came out on there first. But anyway, let's get past that. We're going to go into the contents. And like I said, it starts with there's a list of exercises, rites, and rituals. And I've never seen anything be like that at the beginning of the book, but it is. And then acknowledgments, introduction, my journey of self-naming. Then you go into part 1, what's in a name? The essence in the name, the power of naming, the magical identity. And before I continue, I meant to say something because I did before when I was recording and I had to stop that. But this book isn't just about finding your magical name. It's about finding your identity. To me, it's like shadow work. There's a lot of exercises. It's about finding who you are, not just that name, you know? So, part 2 is inspiration, seeds, and sources. History, myth, and literature, the natural earth, the stars above, divination, dreaming, and magic. No, I haven't got that far, but I do feel like this book is worth buying, so I wanted to go ahead and put that on the list. So part 3 is the choosing and the weaving. From seeds into fruit, rites of appellation, the name of passion. So, like I said, it starts with exercises, rites, and rituals, and it's about awakening the A spirit, awakening the B spirit, awakening the Y spirit. So, definitely look into this book. And then this one, I could have gotten cheaper on Amazon, but I bought it in a store. I was trying to support the store and a local store. And I do that as much as I can, but I have almost all her books, so the ones that I want anyway. So this one's Curative Magic, a Witch's Guide to Self-Discovery, Care, and Healing. I didn't see it on Amazon before I bought this, and then once I started looking, I found it, but because a lot of people were like, where did you get that? So it might have not been on there first. Anyway, so this one is about, okay, so in witchcraft, it's not just about spells and getting what you want. It's also about self-care, and that's what this book is about. It's there's spells like for grief, panic attacks. Okay. To celebrate the flow of life. There's bath melts you can make. There's one for guilt, fear, worry, grief, self-esteem, obstacles, and blockages. I forgot to get my friend this one. I got her one that was for bettering herself, and then I bought myself one. Long story about that, but this one is by Rachel Patterson, also a Llewellyn book. I would definitely purchase that one. So far, The Witch's Name and Curative Magic. Okay, now I'm going to go on to a book I didn't think I would ever purchase, but then I started getting interested in things like things that I don't do that I may not plan to do, but I wanted to know more about it, like sex magic and blood magic. So, and before I go on with that, I am married. I had a weird proposal on TikTok, was it, or Instagram? And I thought it was a female, but it turns out this is not a female. This is a person impersonating a female. So they're using someone else's account. But yeah, it was very awkward. And so, because I thought someone was going to teach me more about this stuff, that's not where they were going with it. So let's go on with this. And the author is Kate Freuler, Freuler, of Bones and Blood and Bones. Blood and Bones. So I think a lot of stuff I'm into has a lot of shadow work. But anyway, so you will not be sacrificing anything in this. That's what I like about it. Hold on. Okay. So anyway, there's a death of a familiar, plant sacrifice. I said no sacrifice. Okay, let me go to the contents. So you got shadow work in the dark moon currents. You got, and then in that is the dark moon current and liminal spaces, deities in the dark moon crafts and basics, dark moon divination. Then you go into blood and bones, blood and other fluids, animals and their parts, and bones and skulls. So it doesn't talk about actually killing the animals from what I've gotten into so far. I haven't read the whole book, and it's very hard for me to read a book completely. So you've got to understand that about me. I'm ADHD, but what I gather of these books is what I'm giving you. So what I have gathered is like a dead insect. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay. So the forbidden craft, which is curios, the poppet, cursing, and other magical manipulation, sacrifice. Looking death and rebirth in the face, death and death rites, working with the dead, and rebirth. I think it's a great book. So we've got Curative Magic, The Witch's Name, and Of Blood and Bones. Okay, someone does jump on here and they're not starting from the beginning. Y'all can still see what's going on. Okay, so another Llewellyn book. This is Laura Tempest Zakroff, and she works with, she knows Fairy Wolf. So, Storm Fairy Wolf. Anatomy of a Witch. I got this thinking it would, I get a lot of books thinking it could help me heal physically. I have a lot of health problems, like total with mental and physical, everything. I think is 27, 28. So let's, this is a map to the magical body. This is actually witchcraft using the body parts. I thought it was healing, but it's, still a great book. This is, so I got a card for my birthday, but my husband, when he would take me to my doctor's appointments, these are some books that I would take with me. Oh, wait. All the ones I've been talking about. And I will read it there, on the way there, and then at the doctor's appointment, and sometimes on the way back, but not usually. It helps me stay awake, which is strange because usually it doesn't. So let me start. This one came out last year. I don't think they're, Of Blood and Bones, that one I pre-ordered, I think. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I bought that one in a store. I thought I pre-ordered it. Anyway, so let's start from the beginning. She has quite a few things. If you look at the very beginning of the book, it's Other Works by Laura. She's got books and oracles, coloring books, instructional DVDs, and forthcoming works. Anatomy of a Witch Oracle. Oh, that comes out this year. So there's going to be an Oracle deck, Anatomy of a Witch. Oh, gotta get it. I want to look into that. Definitely. If you know me, definitely. I collect. I'm a collector. So contents. Illustrations. List of rituals, and other exercises. Hers is at the beginning too? That is... Wait a minute. Hold on. Rituals, and other exercises. Maybe it just has another list of contents. Sorry, it is storming. Let me look real quick. Introduction. Discovering the magical body. Live. A witch is more than parts and pieces. Fivefold form in the tarot. Elemental considerations. So on and so forth. This introduction... Pardon me, I didn't mean for... It has a lot. Okay, let's just skip over everything. I'm gonna, because that part I didn't really understand. So we start with the introduction, and I just set all up, and then, oh yeah, and so each part has a tarot card. I forgot to say that. And then chapter 1 is the witch lungs. It has the magician. Oh, the introduction says enter the full, begin again. Okay, the magician, water, witch lungs, the influential, invisible, interconnectivity, and the spirit of everything. Sovereignty of the witch, breath gives rise to voice, so on and so forth. Chapter 2, witch heart, the priestess. Chapter 3, the Chapter 2 is witch heart and the priestess. Okay, and then there's all the different subtitles, I guess. And then chapter 3 is the serpent, the empress. I found that one interesting. I skipped over the book, and I was curious about that part. Okay, chapter 4, Witch Bones and the Emperor. Chapter 5, the Weaver, the Hierophant. Like I said, there's so much more underneath it. We've got... That one's got magic and the electric chariots of thoughts and sigils, tackling aphantasia. It's a disorder. That one's... Oh, yeah, I remember what that one is. Like I said, I skipped over the book. And that one was about... It's a disorder, okay, where, you close your eyes and you can visualize things. People that have that can't. Okay, so chapter 6, love, or you don't really have to close your eyes. I mean, we just see visions, Like, I can see a memory. Those people can't. That's really sad. Chapter 6, Love in the Magical Body. And it's the Lover's card. Chapter 7, Touch the Sky, Kiss the Earth. It's the Chariot. Chapter 8, Tending the Cauldrons and its Strength. Chapter 9 is Home Within the Temple. And it's the Hermit card. And then there's, in conclusion, acknowledgments, bibliography, resources. Then there's illustrations. And so anyway, and then we go to rituals, and other exercises. And it says chapter 1. It has all the chapters. That was the part I was confused about. I'm like, well, what? I don't remember that one being like the other book. So anyway, and then it has the list of the exercises. If you want to skip over and just go to the exercises, that's up to you. But I would definitely buy this book. So now we are at The Witch's Name, Creative Magic, Of Blood and Bones, Anatomy of a Witch, a Map to the Magical Body, because you want to have a variety of knowledge, and that's what you would be getting there. So I'm trying not to get too messed up over here and mess up my sequence of books, the way I've got them set up. But now I'm going to, okay, I am going to explain something to you. I'm going to grab these books first. Okay, so not really being sure how this happened. Okay, so I started with this book. I love the way it feels, but a lot of her books are not new. Silver Raven Wolf. They just changed a lot of the covers, and they might have changed the way they put it in the book and some of the information, like put some newer information in them. But overall, these are older books. I don't know, Silver Raven Wolf she's not been writing books like she used to. So, I got this one in a store, but of course it'd be cheaper on Amazon or magic.com. But this is also, these are still Llewellyn books. Anyway, so I wanted to add some more of her books to my collection, right? So I ordered these books. To light a sacred flame and to ride a silver broomstick. I wasn't really aware, but I kind of was. Like, I knew that they had older versions of these books. They had reprints. So a reprint and like a second printing and okay, let me explain this a little better. Like, this is the first edition. Yes. And it was in 1999. Do you know what year it is? Yeah. I got this last year. I think it was last year. It was either the end of the year or the beginning of this year. And I was like, I don't really need these, but I want to finish her collection because all this stuff right here is stuff that I already know. You know what I'm saying? But I like to finish collections. So, okay, and to ride a silver broomstick. That one, the first edition, first printing. Oh, that one was second printing, first edition. The 1999 one was. So the first edition, first printing. So this is one of the very first ones that came out with. This book came out in 1956. Or is that when she was born? I'm so lost. Library of Congress cataloging and publication data. But anyway, 1993. So, to light a sacred flame, this I think was one of her books. And it was really, really, really cheap when it came out. And I think it was just sitting in her office. So I wasn't really too upset about that. But I was like, why? I was supposed to got the newer one, like this. That's the one that I ordered. I mean, I don't know why I ended up with it, but not so bad. But it looks totally different, doesn't it? And it has a lot of basic stuff that I don't really need, like I said. But I was like, what the? But new beginners, yeah, these books are great for beginners. But I'm like, what? Okay. But when I got to this one, I was mad. I was straight mad. Because not only was it an old book, and I'm not... Llewellyn books, if they don't have that nice coating on the cover, they wear down quick. I mean, by the time you get it in the mail, it could already be messed up. So you can order one that's what they call new but used. It doesn't mean it's used. It means it has probably been sent before and sent back, or it's just sitting in their office, you know? So it'll be in the same condition by the time it comes, you know? Anyway, if you got a brand new one, you just save money. So anyway, I get this one and I'm like, bish, like, what the crap? It actually says in there, new, $8.98. Somebody wrote that. You see it right there? And it was new, $8.98. And I paid more than that. It was like, what the crap? But it looks like crap. This is a very, very extremely used book. I mean, very extremely used. I'm like, what? Why? It may have not been used. It might have just been sitting somewhere. But I'm not paying nearly full price for something that's in this condition. Okay, so let's stop talking about that. I personally don't. Hey. So I personally, these books, I wouldn't say you necessarily need them. But I did want to discuss them. Okay, I'll be right back. So, also, Llewellyn book. In 2019, I started witchschool.com. It's a witchcraft college. And they said I didn't need the books, but I was like, I'll go on Amazon and look at the books. So I got the first degree one, and it's retail $22, but I think I paid like $16 or something. And there's 3 of them. Well, they went way up on their price, and I couldn't stay focused enough to stay in it because they only allow you to do one test a week. And I'm like, I'm going to forget. I'm going to get bored and forget. Sorry, I done my makeup so quick. So anyway, this one has a lot of good information in it. Great for a beginner. So I'm level 2, level 3, but level 3 you can't find anymore. So I'm still going to get the level 2 book. I'm going to try to finish the collection. The third one, they're trying to charge like $500 for it. There's no more prints of it. So, but my goal is to come across it eventually. I don't really understand because they were all 3 written in 2017. So it's strange. But anyway, so the contents is magic, cosmology, personal power, the altar, the arts, AIRTS, the circle of art, invocation, garb, symbols, omens, and divination, basic energy work, herbs, oils, and incense, stones, and crystals. And I mean, like I said, it's a good basic one. So, like, if you don't have to really be going to school to get it. But they do have a few others. I forgot what they were. Hold on. Dedicants, A Witch's Circle of Fire was one of them. Ritual Theory and Practice, and Initiate, A Witch's Circle of Water. That's what they had at the time. So it doesn't even show the third book. It shows the second. But the third book has sex magic and blood magic and stuff in it. It has the stuff, or no, maybe it's the second one. Actually, maybe the second one. But the third one had a lot of stuff in it I couldn't find anywhere else, or it might have been the second one. I think I just wanted the third one to have the collection. So anyway, I think this is a great one. Do I think it's as necessary as the others? So let's go back over those. Those were The Witch's Name, Curative Magic of Blood and Bones, and Anatomy of a Witch. Let me grab the others. Actually, okay, so the rest of the Llewellyn books are a collection. It's the Complete Book of series. It's 15 books. I have 14 of the 15 because a lot of the books are same books. Like, I don't need a crap load of tarot books or whatever. I don't even need tarot books anymore. So I got one of them just because I was wanting to finish my collection, but I didn't get the other one. I have 14 out of 15. And I got most of those all at once because I was wanting to finish the collection. So they don't have the numbers on them. So I have to keep them in order of my own. Or I have to go online and find the order. I don't know why they don't have them on there. So I'm going to bring a few at a time because I don't want to get them out of order. And I'll tell you which ones I think are necessary and the ones that aren't. So we decided that all my heavy books was too much for the walls here. It is a mobile home. It is not going to hold a fancy bookcase with all these heavy books. So we're going to wait till we move. All right, the first book in the collection is Astrology. I didn't think it was really necessary, but when I got the Predictive Astrology, it does not have the basic stuff in it. So I thought, well, I do know a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to say I know everything. So I was like, let's get it. I got that one used. I mean, it's just bent right here. That's all. Some of the corners got bent, but they end up like that in the mail anyway, like I said. So I do think I have a review on an astrology book that I got a friend. Very basic. It was definitely not for me. This is more detailed. Definitely for someone that's a beginner, great too. But I'm just saying, intermediate as well. All right. So the next book in the collection is the Complete Book of Predictive Astrology. Something that I wanted to work on. You can plan your life according to this book. Because everyone's chart is There's no chart that's going to be exactly alike. Never, ever, ever, ever. If you find one, I want to know about it. I really want to know about it. I've got to meet you guys. So anyway, you can definitely plan your life out, your schedule with these. You can buy the calendars that, or whatever. You can buy those like to do that, but they're pricey. It's like every 3 months, it's like $45. Okay. So we're going to go back over them again. The Witch's Name, Curative Magic of Bone. I keep doing that. Of Blood and Bones, Anatomy of a Witch, a Map to the Magical Body. And I do think you should have both of these. Complete Book of Astrology. And I will say the first one costs more than the second one because look at the sizes. See, the first one's bigger. All right. So, and I will say, and there's another book in here in this series that because I bought that one first, I didn't feel like I needed a lot of other books because it has a little bit of everything. All right, I'm not going to say what it is yet because then we're going to jump around. ADHD, remember? So this one I searched for. Just like the other book I was talking about, there's 3 books in the series, the college one. That one I searched for, but I have not got yet because I'm not going to spend $500 on a book. Can I? Sure, I can do that. But I don't want to. I'm not going to empty my savings account out over a book. I know what she's thinking. Well, you searched for other things. Why not? Okay, so this one, I even got it cheaper where I found it. Even cheaper. That's what was so crazy. People were charging a ridiculous amount for this book. It's huge too. And I have came across it before in person, but I didn't buy it because I didn't feel like I needed it. Well, when I found it on eBay and it was way cheaper than the retail and everyone else is charging a ridiculous amount because there's no prints out right now of it. Okay, it's $50 retail, but I got it for $35. It might have been less than that. Yeah. So it's huge. Look at this. It's freaking huge. I've seen it in person, like I said. It's Complete Book of Names. And this one did not come bent or anything. And no, I don't think this is necessary. I mean, it's just one topic, names. And it only took me 10 minutes to go through all the people's names I know. Sorry, my husband texted me. I barely got to see it. It said, everybody's been bringing in snacks that their wives have been making them. I think that's a hint. I didn't get to see it all. So anyway, it took me only a few minutes to go through the whole book of all the names that I even know. This is a book you want to check out at the library, but not buy. It's huge and expensive. You're going to have to search for it. But I had to have it to finish my collection. So I will return again. All right. I'm bringing 3 more. They're starting to get bent up where they're so large. I prefer hardback books. All right, so the next one I do think is very necessary. And I've came across it in person several times, but I saw bad reviews and I was like, I don't know. They said, there's inaccurate information. I hate that, but anyway, the Complete Book of Correspondences. I do think that this one's necessary. The way it's set up is different, though. Like, you have to go by the category to look something up. So, issues, intentions, and powers. That's going to be a category. Is that all of them? Yeah, that's a category. Then there's going to be the plant kingdom. The animal kingdom. So you got to look it up by miscellaneous, by the issue. And then the index is freaking huge. But yes, I think this book is awesome. I'm going to give you an example. I just turned to a page. We're going to go with release. To let go of something or someone and move on. It has the moon phase for it. Celebrations, rune, colors, trees, time of day, elements, chakra, Did I say trees already? Herbs and garden, miscellaneous plants, metal, gemstones and minerals, which is crystals, from the sea, goddesses. We might continue. Yes. Gods, animals, and marine life. Now, they don't all have the same type of information. So that part, I mean, I know because I have something that I've made myself, and I don't have, like, this might have numbers for this, but not for that. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, we're not going to go over this whole thing. I've already spent quite a bit of time on the few books that I've went over. So this one is great. I'm not going to put it in the stack, unfortunately. So we have went over The Witch's Name, Curative Magic of Blood and Bones, Anatomy of a Witch, a map to the magical body. And then the astrology and the predictive astrology, and then the complete book of correspondences. Those are the ones I think you should have in your collection. The next one, I have books that already have this in it, but I needed it for the collection. Do I think you need to buy it? No. It's the Dreams book. I don't remember if I got it like super on sale, but the retail value of it's $25. It's an alphabetical order: 4-leaf clover, fox, frog, fruit, funeral. So no. All right, this one. This is one of the first ones I got. So the first ones I got, obviously I got them because I wanted them. And then at the end, I just bought them because I needed them. I needed them to finish my collection. So this one is Mindful Living. I bought this one about a year ago. And obviously, I stopped reading it. I got to page 10 or 11, apparently. And that's when life said, hey, I'm going to get difficult, and then you're going to start working a lot. You're going to go back to work. I was very glad to go back to work. But anyway, this is like a meditative book. And being mindful. I think it all goes together. But anyway, so for basic understanding and practice, the mind and mindfulness meditation starting out with breath work, deep breathing, paying attention on purpose, mindfulness and insight for problem solving, identifying stressful behaviors, and then there's for your health. I'm not going to go over all that. For the love of your body, for reaching potential, for subtle energy and spirit. Great book. And when I was reading it, I was able to focus on things. There's another book, and we're getting close to it, I think. No, it's actually at the end. But every time I would read that book, I would actually use it in my life. It was so weird, and I will explain that in a minute. I wouldn't say this is one you absolutely have to have. It depends on whether you're into this stuff. Like, I think it's necessary. I wouldn't say as a witch, but as a person, I think everyone needs to be mindful and meditate. It's not necessarily a witchcraft thing, but we try to do that to better ourselves. I mean, we're constantly trying to better ourselves. That's what we do. People don't think that about us, but I am a way better person since I started practicing, since I became a full-time witch out of the closet. I'll be back. Oh man, these are big. Oh crap. Okay, so when I started finishing up the books that I needed, before I actually started going into the very last of it was just books to finish the collection, as you know. But anyway, 2 out of 3 of these I bought on purpose. This is the biggest one I have, I think. Oh, actually, the names book might be bigger. Okay, this one was $45. Did I pay $45? I think I ended up. The reason why I went ahead and snatched it was on sale for $35. But it's usually $40. And sometimes they're trying to sell it for $50. I'm like, what? It don't make any sense. But this book kind of goes with the last book. And I was going to buy it when I bought that one. And I just couldn't afford it yet. And so, anyway, this is a great book. I was told it was great, but do not buy it used because it is huge. And if you buy it used, it's going to fall apart. It may have already fallen apart, is what I meant. So, this one, I had a book on this topic. I think I gave the other one to my friend. Did I? I had some books that I was giving to my friend. I don't know if I gave her that one yet. Huh. I'm not sure. I don't see it over there. Maybe I already did. I gave my friend some books that I didn't need, that I already had a bunch of, or whatever, or I no longer need it. Like, I didn't need a crap load of tarot books. I gave her my very first one I had. I thought about saving all my first stuff. And then one day when I'm famous, I can auction it off or do like some kind of raffle or some kind of contest. So anyway, it's a great book. You're probably thinking, have you even started reading, Nicole? No. But it is a great book. I've read a lot on it. It's a lot more information than one I have. I may not be getting rid of my other one because I think it has totally different stuff in it. That one's got like oils and herbs and stuff for it. This one's actually about working on your chakras. So anyway, I think this book, without even reading it, is definitely worth it. Again, do I think as a witch, I wouldn't say you need this book, but as a person, yes. I think this book and the last book, The Mindfulness, are great books to have. Just to be a better person, you know? I'm alone again. Okay. So this one is the complete book of tarot. I didn't get the Rider-Waite one. It costed more. And I just didn't feel like I needed so many books on tarot. I got this at the end. It may have been the very last one I got. But I got, no, I don't know. Anyway, I got it just because of that. Just because of it. We're not finishing this today, just so you know. But when I do the next one, I will go ahead and tell you the books that we've already discussed. That's how we'll start it out. I love how this one feels. They're not all like that. But the Luella ones that are, I love it. I feel like it lasts longer too. So this one's a comprehensive guide. I have a book. We're getting to it. That has some stuff already in here. But I feel like this one has... I don't know if it's got more. I think they just space it out more. I don't know. That's what I don't like, is like it's spaced out. Let me show you what I mean. Actually, no. There is stuff in here that's not in the other one. So this one would be a good book. This is what I mean. When they have charts. And I'm a member of one of the witchcraft mail groups, and I have made my own charts on there. So I don't know if they're the same, but let me show you what I mean by... This is two different things. This ends one, this starts one. So like, it's just, they just take up a lot of space. But I do think it's useful. I do think it's useful. Okay. This book I got for healing, and this looks like a freaking college textbook, and I totally don't get it. It's like a medical book. I got it for healing, and I was really excited, and then I'm like, what the crap? I'm like, what the crap? I don't even... Can I even use any of this information? Like, it... I don't... My husband says that it's a good book that's useful and blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, I don't... It seems more like it's information, not necessarily something I can do. So, there's medical astrology. Let me go over... Second printing was 2021. Oh, it came out in 2017. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce this, so I'm not even going to attempt it because I know how you guys treat me when I do that. Okay, so chapter 1's Mother of Medicine. It has that word first. Then it says what is, and then that word. The legend, historical developments, that word education, timeless, that word textbooks. And anyway, chapter 2, I'm not going to say the subtitles anymore, but applied philosophy, what was I going to say? And working hypothesis. Chapter 3, anatomical aspects. There are so many chapters. Chapter 4, evolutionary physiology. Chapter 5, constitution. I'm not going to keep going, but there's preventive medicine. You know what I'm saying? There's 19 chapters. 19 chapters. This book is huge. $40. $40. And I'm not even sure if I can use it. So anyway, no. Not as a witch. Some of the stuff in this series is like, it's not necessarily witch stuff. I'm not sure why the one book in the world I think should be in there is not in there. And it's like an actual book of shadows, like a grimoire, you know what I'm saying? With everything you need to know as a witch in it. There's not one. So let me go drop these off and put back. Oh crap! This one's out of order. I have a book just sitting here, and I can't remember where it's supposed to be. I think I once had an opening for it, like just had them apart, but I'm not sure now. Crap! I've had that one for a while, and I have kind of spoke on that one already. That's the one where I said you read it, it actually read some of it, and then it applies to your life. It's so weird. It's like magic. Now, what was that? And this is why I don't do lives. But I felt like it needed to be done in case somebody asked questions. So I'm going to bring this book over real quick and show it to you since I'm not sure what order it goes in. Oops. I hope y'all could hear me over there. Lucid Dreaming. I stopped reading it last year and I started again not long ago. So I'm on page 54. So this book is really interesting. You read some of it, go to bed, and it'll actually apply to your lucid dreaming. It's so cool. As a witch, do I think this is a necessary book? No. Once again, as a person, though, I do. Because I feel like, well, as a witch, we do shadow work. And I feel like you can do shadow work in lucid dreaming. So, yes, let's say yes. Let's say yes. I do talk about that a lot, lucid dreaming. So, yes, lucid dreaming is a witchcraft book. All right. I don't feel like I need to speak on this. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. We'll grab a few more books. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end in this Luella Collection. And part 2 will start the rest of, I have, when it ends, there's, I think just 4. Sometimes I have books lying around my house. So there's just 4 books in another collection. It's a certain author. I think they're all 4 in that one. Yeah. So we'll start that one next time. So let's go ahead and finish these and then we'll get on to that next time. I wish I hadn't pulled those out. I want to pull out 2 because there's only 2 more after that. One of those are really big. All right. So this is my very first one I bought in the collection. And when I bought it, it was one of the newest books. There was only 4 books written after that. So I'm trying to think if it was actually the newest book. Let me see when it was written. No. A lot of these were written in 2017, it seems like. I got it in 2019, I think. 18, 19? I don't know. But the next book Or it may have been the tarot book I didn't get. Or it could be the Lucid Dreaming one, because I don't know which order it's in. All right. So this one is, I couldn't sell this one. It's very obvious that it's been used a lot. It said $30, but I think I got it from the warehouse. There was nothing wrong with it. I got it from the warehouse, and when you do that, sometimes it takes a little longer to get it. But I want to say I got it for like $17 or something, or that might be my Crystal Encyclopedia. I don't remember. This lighting makes my skin look really good. I feel like you need to walk around with this lighting all the time. Okay, so the divination book. If you don't know what divination is, I know I'm totally going to make him snacks. I didn't get to. It was a long text. This eyebrow is driving me crazy. I don't know what happened to it. I done the whole face in like 5 minutes. So anyway, this book has so much in it. So it replaces so many books that I have. I didn't need those. I was just trying to finish the collection. So what is divination? The history of divination. And then it's got the main systems of divination. It's got the types. So astrology. There. I didn't need that book. Those books, right? Well, I wouldn't say it may have a little predictive in it. And it just lists all of them. So, I mean, there's some odd ones too. Then there's chapter 4, unusual methods of divination. That was just funny. That was just a funny one. It's not about doing them. It's just funny, I guess. How to choose the right oracle for you, preparing for divination. Definitely. Obviously, it's one of the very first books I bought. One of. So I definitely think it's useful. I have an older book. Actually, I had 3 books like this. I gave one of them away. It was a very short one. I didn't have them all in it. But I have another one that's an older one. I actually bought these about the same time. I don't know why I bought them both. But there might have been something that was in the older one. And I mean older, like it was written in the 90s. So I'll show that to you on the second part. But anyway, yes. So now we're gonna go back over this real quick. The Witch's Name, Curative Magic of Blood and Bones, Anatomy of a Witch, a Map to the Magical Body. Books we're needing, remember? I do think that the Witch College books are great, or, Witch School. The first, second, and third degree. You're not going to find the third one unless you can afford $500 for the book. It's not worth that, but to finish the collection, maybe it is to you. Okay, so astrology, predictive astrology. Remember, these are all Llewellyn books. And now we're going into the complete book of series. Magical Correspondences. I think these, as a person, not a witch, these are useful as mindfulness and chakras. And then, divination. And then you definitely need a tarot book, but this divination has all that stuff in it, So I don't feel like you need that one. I guess I just wasn't trying to skip or jump around, so I was like, yeah, you need it, but I didn't want to tell you that this one was next. Okay, so those are the books you need. And then this book is Complete Book of Essential Oils. I have several essential oil books, so I was like, I really don't need it. But this one doesn't just list them and talk about them and what they're for, but it also has body scrubs, bath bombs. So I have a book that's just this stuff, or I did. I think I ended up getting another one. But I mean, it has the chakras and well-being. The first chakra, second chakra, it goes over all those. And anyway, I think it's more in depth than other ones are. So, and then you can look up in the index and look up, like, maybe you have an issue and then you want to look up and see what it is, what's for it or whatever. So I do think this one's useful. Do I think it's necessary? No, not everybody works with essentials. Okay, So let's do the last two. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. I'll go over that at the very end again. The books that I suggest to have in your collection. Because I forgot the Lucid Dreaming one. Because I feel like we need it as people and as witches, because that's how we do our shadow work. Okay. Or we can. So, this is book 14 in the collection. I got this for Christmas, not this year, but the year before. Before tax, it was $75. Most expensive one in the collection. And because it was a hardback book, none of the rest of them are, it has a number. Oh, I can't show you. It said in there if I did, I could get sued. So I can't show you anything in the book. Sorry. That's why I don't ever talk about this book, and that's why I rarely ever get it out. But I can say a few things. Instead, I can be like, okay, I can tell you the books that's in it, because that's in the review. The Foundations of Western Magic. The Quabala. I can't say it. I know it's in witchcraft, but I can't say it. Planetary Magic, Alchemy, Demonology, and Spirit Evocation. The Magic of Abramelin. Enochian Magic and Mysticism. The Golden Dawn. Thelma and Aleister Crowley. The Polytheistic Ceremonial Magic. Magician's Tables. And the Future of Ceremonial Magic. So it's got... Oh, that's the epilogue. It's got 11 books in this book. I can't show you anything. But it has a lot of like charts and diagrams. I do think it's a very useful book, and I do think you should have it in your collection. If you're not ADHD. The last book is... did I get this one last year? Or did I recently get this one? Yes, I got this one last year when I got the Lucid Dreaming and the Mindfulness. I got them all at the same time because I felt like they all went together. I just couldn't afford the Chakras book yet. Chakras, however you want to call it. It is Reiki, and I'm now in Reiki school. Like, I am slowly going through it because I'm trying to do so much. I'm trying to do real estate. I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to... And I've been doing readings, and I need to balance my marriage with all this. So I got to remember, I'm married. I am a wife. I have to keep that in mind. So anyway, and I know I've been saying this for like forever. You guys, I'm so close. Like, there's literally like 3 types of things I still need for this business. I ain't going to tell you what they are. I'm still getting more herbs from other countries. Or a country, which my family is from. So if you know me, you know where that's from then, right? Okay. And then runes and pendulums. That is something that I need to get in bulk still. Okay. So anyway, back to Reiki. Reiki is with the life stuff, not really. It's not with the witchcraft stuff, which is I'm gonna try to pronounce it, you guys. Ayurveda. Chakras, lucid dreaming, the chakras, mindfulness, lucid dreaming, Reiki. That all goes together to me. So, but anyway, so now that we're done, the books I think you need are The Witch's Name, Curative Magic of Blood and Bones, Anatomy of a Witch, a Map to the Magical Body, Ceremonial Magic. You need a tarot book for sure. Divination. So, if you're going to get the divination book, you do not need the tarot book. It has dreaming and everything in it. It has all this stuff in it, you know? Lucid Dreaming, I think is useful, a very useful book. whether you're a witch or just a regular person. Magical correspondences, astrology, and predictive astrology. Once again, if you get the divination book, you don't necessarily need all this. It just depends. That's why I was really hesitant about talking about this series. And then the other books, the series is the degrees in the witch school, first, second, and third. If you can get a hold of the third one. Okay, this is part 1. We'll do the part 2 another day. I hope this was useful and that it being almost an hour wasn't like a pain in the butt. And if this hadn't been live, I wouldn't have went over this stuff so many times. But I was thinking if someone jumped in, they would want to hear the list again. So anyway, I'm not back on my medicine yet, but that's why I've not really been doing a lot of videos. It's really been getting to me, the ADHD. But anyway, I hope you all have a good day and a good week. I'll see you next time. Bye. Well, I'm not sure how to end this. How do you do this? Do you guys know how to like make sure it's